Songbird is not a prototype, she is a hijack's paradox. Little what does it mean when the sister tool DNA hybrid becomes the victim engineered not to survive, but to harvest. ADAM does not heal, it hijacks stem cell potential to rewrite flesh. What does it mean when the tool becomes the victim? When the very thing Rapture worshipped as salvation is revealed as a cage, designed to twist human biology into a dead-end weapon. What did ADAM evolve? Songbird's biology is a cipher. ADAM mutagenic chains did not liberate the enslaved. Splicers gnaw at the edges of this truth, their bodies twisted to serve a single master. Jeremiah Fink forged her from Big Daddy husks and Little Sister code, a guardian and captor in one. Her existence cracks open Rapture's final secret. The city's collapse was no accident. A weaponized evolution, built to bind, could only collapse inward. Every splicer's rot, every daddy's radiate all fed the same hunger. ADAM did not elevate humanity. It fossilized it, a dead-end scream in the dark. What does it mean when the key to your cage wears your face? Rapture's spires and Columbia's clouds both gilded cages, forged in the same hubris. Songbird's blood carried their shared rot. A hybrid of hunter and hunted, her DNA wove Big Daddy's rage with Little Sister's hollow grace. Not a breakthrough, a confession. The Tenenbaum-Suchong program didn't just drain children, it stitched their fate into the very thing ADAM promised to transcend. Atlas Civil War in 1958 didn't shatter Rapture. It exposed its skeleton, splicers gnawing at the carcass, Fontaine's greed curdling into ash. ADAM wasn't a key. It was a noose knotted tight in Songbird's veins. Her existence didn't defy Rapture's logic, it fulfilled it. A weapon not of power, but of purging evolution bent backward, screaming. What kind of God crafts a savior from the thing it seeks to destroy? The answer lies in the silence after the Big Daddies fell, in the hollow eyes of every Little Sister who ever opened them, a dead end. A mirror, a scream with nowhere to go. The audio diary hums, a girl's voice fractures the silence. Asterisk, I was made to protect her and to die for her. Asterisk, whispers cling to the words. A blade unsheathed in a whisper. Jeremiah Fink's design was never protection, it was a cage with teeth. Songbird's body holds two ghosts, Big Daddy sinew. Little Sister marrow, ADAM glow in her veins wasn't salvation, it was a fuse. Fink stitched paternity to domination. The Big Daddy who cradled his Little Sister, a corporate wet nurse, a fatherhood of flesh and fire. Songbird's duality was no accident. She is the apex of Rapture's hunger, a guardian who cannot escape her purpose, a weapon who cannot choose her war. ADAM was never evolution. It was a dead-end road paved with corpses, every vial a ledger of stolen lives. Elizabeth's escape was not liberation. It was the detonation of a life engineered to explode. What does it mean to be made for death? To carry the DNA of both executioner and victim, the answer festers in Rapture's ruins. The Little Sisters were never resources, they were sacrifices, and Songbird. She was the altar, a scream with nowhere to go. The architects of Rapture built their paradise on a lie, they called it progress. It was a prison, and in the end, the key was also the lock. Deep in Rapture's collapsed arteries, a chalk scrawl bleeds across concrete. Asterisk ADAM equals death asterisk, faded, smudged. Buried where the tunnels weep rust and the air tastes of iron. A maintenance worker's log left to rot, a warning no one heeded. The splicers knew its truth, their bodies twisted, flesh unraveling into gills and bone, eyes clouded with the same fever that turned brothers into monsters. ADAM did not heal, it devoured, each vial a slow fire burning through DNA like phosphorus, but the wealthy, they called it a miracle, a key. Until the children came, the Tenenbaum-Suchong program harvested them young, small hands, small mouths, siphoning ADAM from corpses in the dark, a symbiosis, a lie. The logs describe it plainly, asterisk the Little Sisters regenerate, they are the perfect vessels. Asterisk, but vessels for what? Not salvation, not rebirth. Songbird's genetics answer that. Half Big Daddy, half Little Sister, a chimera born of desperation. Her kind were not saviors, they were bookends, the final page of a failed script. ADAM weaponization was never about ascent, it was about control. A dead-end evolution pruning the tree at its roots, the Graphitis author understood. They saw the children as harvesters asterisk real asterisk harvester sand the price written in their bones. The voice cracks here unbidden, a child's fate reduced to fuel, to experiment. To resource the tunnels echo, the concrete groans, rusted pipes hiss like dying breaths. Adam promise was a noose tightened over decades, each splicer a thread. Each little sister a knot, and Songbird, she is the blade cutting through the illusion. The final line of the log hisses through static, evolutionary dead ends. All of them icy, final, the truth rapture drowned, the key was never a lock, it was the hammer and the nail. On the thing being buried. The hammer strikes twice, once in Rapture's depths, once in Columbia's sky. Songbird's veins do not hum with Adam promise, they scream with its rot. Her blood is a ledger, a tally of thefts. The Ludes field did not merely cross dimensions, it carved a bridge between two tombs. A genetic hubris, the spiritual Ludes delusion, same at weight, the bridge between same two lie, vigors, those so-called blessings. They are not Columbia's invention, they are Rapture's corpse, reanimated by Franklin's zeal, stolen from the drowned city's marrow, bottled in glass vials, sold as salvation. But salvation for whom? Not the wretched, not the chosen, only the architects of their suffering. Her heartbeat sinks to a rhythm no child should know. Big Daddy DNA, little sister code, a hybrid bred not to thrive but to burn, to become a weapon pointed at the wrong enemy. The Ludes twins did not just traffic in time, they trafficked in bodies, in the raw, screaming essence of what Adam could never be, a miracle. No, a mutation, a dead-end evolution that Columbia mistook for ascension. Its people did not need to be saved from the sea. They needed to be saved from the hands that promised to lift them above it. The scream rises, not from her, from the system. From the chains that forged her, weaponized self-improvement technology. The phrase hangs like a noose, a joke, a curse. The Ludes field's theft was not the final crime, it was the middle act, the first, Rapture's creation, the third, Songbird's silence. Her existence is the proof, a duality that unravels both cities' lies. She is the bridge, the wound, the final echo. And in that echo, a question, what do you call a weapon when its only target is the species that made it? The murmur returns, low. Cold the answer, a mirror, a debt. The hybrid breaths, heavy, hollow, a fusion of father and daughter forged in Adam fever. Her lungs engineered to scream through Rapture's pressure and shudder with the weight of a war that should never have touched her. Big Daddy's strength, little sister's hunger. Wired together, a paradox of protection and predation. What did they hope to birth? A savior, a weapon. The records show only this. She died in 1958, buried under the same rubble that crushed the city's soul. Her body, split open in the collapse, revealed the truth. No divine evolution, only tangled DNA, a genetic noose tightening around Rapture's ambition. Adam did not elevate infected, each mutation a dead end, each advance a deeper pit. The murmur grows louder now, you hear it. The wet crunch of her ribs under falling concrete, the final gasp, stolen by the very war her creators sought to prevent. They called her the pinnacle, the answer, but answers rot. Her remains, half machine, half child, lie entombed where the ocean gnaws at Rapture's bones. A monument to what? Progress, hubris. The voice cracks, hesitates, then growls the truth. Dead ends, always dead ends. Adam was never a key, it was a trap. And Songbird its most beautiful, most brutal proof. Songbird's genome is a palimpsest of violence, Big Daddy resilience, little sister fragility, Adam's stem cell chaos woven into both. Her loyalty wasn't born, it was spliced. Childhood programming etched neural pathways as precisely as a scalpel. Rapture's splicers gnawed at their own bones to survive. Columbia's vigors painted freedom as a gilded cage. Songbird's servitude is the final stanza, engineered obedience masquerading as love. Adam does not build, it borrows. It hijacks cellular blueprints, reshaping flesh into temporary monstrosities. Every splicer's gill, every vigor's bloom, every synthetic heart in a drowning citiproof of a system designed not to elevate, but to exhaust. Songbird's duality is its crown achievement, a body half machine, a mind half phantom. Her existence answers the question no manifesto dared ask. What if the revolution's face is a child? Columbia's dreamers called it a miracle. Rapture's madmen called it evolution, they both called it a tool. Adam is none of these, it is a parasite with 1,000 masks. It does not empower, it colonizes, it leaves husks where it lingers. Songbird's programmed devotion is its ultimate verdict. A species bent to its will does not ascend, it implodes, the ledger is settled. Adam was never a key, never a gift. A locked door, a poisoned chalice, a biological noose. Songbird's DNA whispers the epitaph, asterisk, here lies the future. It was always a cage, asterisk. The dam's final rupture in 1958 did not begin with water. It began with a scream. A sound not of pain, but of ADAM burning in the lungs, of splicers clawing their own eyes out to escape the visions. Rapture's streets ran not with wine, but with blood and the blackened ichor of failed evolution. Fontaine's armies of mutated zealots clashed with Atlas' last loyalists, but the true weapon was always the gene itself. ADAM, never a cure, only a catalyst, a biochemical time bomb set to detonate in the DNA of those who dared play God. Songbird was not born to fly. She was forged in the inferno of that war, a genetic paradox, half little sister, half big daddy, her body a war memorial to Rapture's hubris. Her wings, those grotesque, gill-like membranes, did not carry her above the ruins. They dragged her into the depths where the pressure would have shattered lesser creatures. They called her a weapon, they called her a savior. They did not listen when she sang. Her voice was not music. It was the sound of 1,000 splicers choking on their own flesh, of little sisters' neural pathways unraveling into static. When they strapped her to the dam's final charge, when they used her ADAM to collapse the last walls between Rapture and the surface, the world did not end. It merely coughed. The explosion that killed her also buried the truth. ADAM was never a path forward. It was a dead end, a genetic cul-de-sac where every step was a misstep. Columbia's vigors, Rapture's splicer Hortus, both were just ADAM many faces, twisted by the same poison. The collectivists drank from the same vial as the objectivists, both drowned. Songbird's wings, torn and bleeding in the silt, are the only tombstone this age deserves. A tragic proof, the sea still whispers her name. It sounds like a question, it sounds like a dirge. Voice cuts to a sharp, urgent whisper. What did the Ludes field steal from the future? Songbird's twisted duality, big daddy rage, fused with little sister fragility, hints at a darker truth. Genetic echoes of drowned colonies whisper in her blood. ADAM wasn't just stolen, it was asterisk reprogrammed, asterisk, a failed key to unlock evolution's cage. The Ludes field's theft didn't just cross dimensions, it hijacked destiny. What if Rapture's final scream wasn't a warning? What if it was a asterisk request, asterisk? The sea holds its breath, the dead have no voice. But the future always pays interest. The labs reek of ozone and failure. ADAM glow poison and promises seeped into marrow, not soul. Songbird's wings, a graft of big daddy brute and little sister frail. A weapon forged in test tubes, her breath a war cry and a whimper. They sold plasmids as freedom, but each vial was a leash. Vigors, just another tax on transcendence. Her DNA screamed in two voices, one roaring to break chains, the other weeping to be bound. Rapture's architects didn't chase utopathy mind mutations to mold a master race. Songbird's flight wasn't escape. It was a funeral pyre for every soul who drowned in their hubris. Was it ever about freedom, or did they